Hello, everybody. It's a rainy Sunday in Kolkata, but if you're an ardent Indian cricket fan, you must be getting impatient. Well, India are on the verge of pulling off a historic victory against England at Edgbaston. But the rain gods are playing foul. The proceedings of the fifth day are yet to begin, and we are actually very frustrated. But hopefully, the rain gods will smile on us in the sense that the match will begin, and hopefully India will come out trumps. But this time around, I have with me my nephew Devomit. Now he's a cricket fanatic. That's because of his genes, obviously. His father was a sports freak. He's still a sports freak, and he loves dissecting Indian cricket. At the drop of a hat. So he's got loads of questions for me vis-a-vis Shubman Gill. So Devomit, please shoot.
So today we are going to talk about Shubman Gill.
Absolutely.
And Shubman Gill, I've been following his cricketing journey since his under 19 playing days, and I love his short time jab. Who doesn't? And Shubman Gill has been recently appointed the captain of the Indian cricket team.
Test team.
Yeah, Indian test team. And what do you think of this decision?
Well, initially, I was a bit apprehensive because his test records, weren't that impressive. He averaged below 40, and by standards, I think, his average was pretty abysmal. Especially in the Sena countries, he was found wanting. But he's proved his detractors wrong. In fact, I felt that this added responsibility might be a burden on him, but he's definitely, turned things around. He's been leading from the front, though it's early days. The very fact that he's amassing runs at ease, it augurs well for Indian cricket as a whole. So he's definitely proved me wrong, proved many of his critics wrong, and I really hope that he continues.
So well wishes to him as well.
Yeah, sure.
And what do you think of the comparison of him and Sachin Tendulkar? Because Sachin Tendulkar was a very good batsman, obviously, and during his captaincy days, he had an average of over 50,
In test
which is not a
matches.
bad, yeah, in test matches.
More than
And
impressive.
Yeah, which is 7 centuries and 7 half centuries is not bad for in 25 test matches.
Right.
Yeah. So, what do you think to compare him and Shubman Gill? What do you think of this comparison?
Well, again, it's early days, to be very
Yeah.
honest. It's just been two test matches for Shubman, and Sachin, he's the god of Indian cricket. But Sachin never enjoyed captaincy per se. Obviously, everyone looks forward to leading his country, and Sachin was no exception. But during the course of his stint, he had two stints, if I'm not mistaken. Right, he had two stints, but he never enjoyed captaincy. The problem with Sachin was that he wanted everybody to be like him. He wanted to inspire his teammates, and he wanted them to emulate him. But he failed to understand that there can only be one Sachin Tendulkar, to be very honest. And his energy level was, out of the world. But I guess this job of captaincy took its toll on him, despite the fact that he performed exceedingly well as captain, as you mentioned. But somewhere down the line, his success record, or his success, didn't reflect on the overall performance of the team. So that is probably the reason why he ultimately decided to call time on his captaincy, stint, and he decided to play as an individual, and he blossomed like anything. So far as Shubman is concerned, I would reiterate that it's a bit too early to compare him with Sachin because, as I said, it's just been two odd test matches. But whatever little opportunities he's had as a skipper, I think he's been pretty impressive at the IPL. He's led the Gujarat Titans. He didn't have a very impressive 2024. He did get runs in phases, but his team didn't do well. But in 2025, he's been exceptional. He was exceptional.
reached the playoffs.
Right, they reached the playoffs, and he amassed a lot of runs, and he also led from the front, which goes on to prove that this captaincy doesn't really bog him down. But in test matches, it's going to be a different ballgame altogether, Devomir,
Totally.
because it's not about 20 overs, it's not about 40 overs, it's about 5 days. So he has to hold on to his patience. But if he continues in this fashion, I'm sure he's got a great future as a leader.
And captaining any Indian team, maybe Test, ODI, or T20, it's a massive job to do.
Oh, of course. It's an
And-
arduous task, to be very honest.
Yeah, and Shubman Gill has all the cameras on him right now, but inside the dressing room, he has to manage a lot of players, both seniors and juniors. How well do you think he's going to tackle this issue?
So he has to tackle it.
Yeah.
He has to tackle it. When you're made the captain, you'll have a mix of seniors and juniors in your team. But at the end of the day, you should set your priorities right. You should have your goals, fixed, that this is what you want out of your teammates, to be very honest. And I think it might work as an advantage for him, because with the experiences that the likes of Rahul, Pant, Bumrah, Jadeja, they have, I mean, their tips and suggestions would definitely help him out, to be very honest. And they also need to back him. Obviously, some of them did have captaincy ambitions. Like, everyone thought that maybe Rahul would replace Rohit
Yeah.
in test matches for a period of maybe 2 years or 3 years. He would groom Shubman, but at the end of the day, the selectors put their money in favor of Shubman, because they're looking at long-term planning, to be very honest. And that is probably the reason why Shubman was preferred to the likes of Rahul, Bumrah, to be very honest. I think it would work to his advantage, and he is blessed by the fact that he's got somebody like Gautam Gambhir as his coach, because Gautam is a very transparent person. He's a very candid person. He calls a spade, and if he smells a rat, if he understands that there's something wrong brewing up within the team, he will put his foot down, because he means business. And Shubman has a very, very cool head above his shoulders. He knows that he's got a huge task at his disposal. He needs to discharge it diligently, and I'm sure he'll do it. And he's come really good.
Yeah, according to me, for any good team to prosper, it's necessary for the captain and the head coach to come to terms with each other. That's very important, and
They need to gel.
Yeah, and the captain holds the team together.
Right.
So my next question is for you is Shubman Gill as the batter. Yeah, 269 and 161. Two amazing innings, and he bashed the bowlers left and right, and some amazing knocks. And you don't see such knocks every day. And what do you think of them?
Oh, he's come really good, and he's surprised me manifold, to be very honest. Though I never had any suspicion regarding his class, regarding his acumen. But this is a different Shubman Gill altogether. The way he's batting, and he bats to the circumstances. If he's asked to, settle down, keep his cool, he will do that. If he's asked to step on the gas, he will rise to the occasion. And he's been amazing with the bat, to be very honest. And the runs that he's got so far so good, that are definitely going to do his confidence a world of good so far as leadership goes. He's also worked hard on his technique. There were question marks raised at his feet movement, and he also had this habit of going after almost everything outside the off stump, which he's worked on. He's improved a lot, and most importantly, his temperament. That is actually giving him that push towards reaching greater heights.
Yeah, and England is no easy place to bat.
Absolutely not.
Even if the pace attack or any attack is mediocre, but this England bowling lineup is not mediocre. It's quite good, and he has faced every ball with a zeal, and he has played it in a very flamboyant way. And he has taken no chance. I believe that he was very cool-headed, and I loved it. I just loved the performance. So coming on to the future, what do you think that will the Indian team dressing room and the selectors, will they give him a chance to stay and settle down? Will they give him the position, the opportunity, or like they are confused, they'll just change it?
They have no other option.
Yeah.
They have no other option. If they're looking at a transitional phase, if they're looking at the larger picture or the longer road ahead, they need to give him a long rope, and that's what Ravi Shastri said. See, at the international level, be it test matches or ODIs or T20 internationals, every player, especially the captain, the captain needs some time to kind of settle down. You cannot expect somebody to turn things around overnight. You might face a series of losses to start off, but eventually you learn. Once you get experience, things take a different turn. That is what history says.
Yeah.
So I think Shubman, very honest, I'll take back my words. Initially, I thought that he might not excel as a leader. His performance level might also go down, but he's proved everybody wrong. And I think he's the best man to lead the side, though it's again early days. However, having seen him in the first two test matches and the way he's batted, the way he's laid his side, I think it's been a revelation. So Shubman has to be given a long rope, not only in test matches, Debomit. See, if you look at the T20 international format, so far as India go, Surya Kumar Yadav is not getting any younger. He's in his mid-30s. So you have to look beyond him. So if Shubman does well in test matches, I'm sure he'll be drafted into the leadership scheme of things, so far as the other two formats are concerned. And that has to be, the practice.
Yeah, I agree with you on this as well. Yeah, I think there needs to be a stability of some kind in all three formats, across all three formats, and there needs to be one captain. I believe in that as well. And
see, the thing is, sorry to disturb you. The thing is, we play a lot of one days. We play, not too many one days, but still the number
lot
of
of T20s.
lot of T20 internationals, one days as well. The number of test matches that we play, in one season, that is much less than the number of ODIs or the T20 internationals we play. Now the thing is, more or less the same set of players, features in all the three formats.
Yeah.
So if you have if you have one captain in Test cricket, another captain in ODIs, another captain in T20 internationals, the players will be totally baffled to the hilt. It's not like taking fish to water, All of a sudden you have a new captain. He has his own way of going about things. Now they have, before a T20 series, maybe they have played like 5 or 7 or 10 test matches on the trot. All of a sudden they are, in the shortest format of the game, and then you have a new captain. So it takes a bit of time to get, adjusted to the changing scenario, but you don't have the luxury of time, because there are so many matches being played within a short span. So I personally feel that we should have one captain, and that works well for the overall development of the game in a country, be it in test matches, be it in India or in Australia. In Australia, obviously they have different captains for different formats. That works at times, that doesn't work at times. But in India, in general, I would say, not just in India, we should have one captain. I'll stick to it. I'm very obstinate on this front, but I'll never budge from my perspective.
So, to sum up, Shubman Gill and his brilliant innings and his captaincy, how do you see the Indian cricket team and its future ahead?
Well, I think there's no dearth of talent in the country. I mean, if you look at the bench strength, there are so many players. In fact, I remember one former cricketer saying that India can actually field 3 different teams, which vindicates the fact that so far as quality goes, so far as talent goes, India are far ahead of the rest. But coming to Shubman, he's on his way to proving his worth as a leader. Again, it's a bit too early to have the final word on him, because so many things can actually happen in the days to come. I personally feel that, as I said, he should be given a long rope, and he's the best leader to take Indian cricket forward, because so far as temperament goes, he's a totally different person, and his aggression is very deceptive. Once if you see him, so he's walking down the road and all that, he's very cool. It seems that he's a bit carefree, in the sense happy-go-lucky kind of a guy, but you provoke him, he's going to bounce back, and that's the way,
and his celebration says it all,
because there's a fire inside. I mean, he has a lot to prove to so many people. So once he achieves something, much to the dismay of his detractors, what happens is that's his best way of getting back at them, and he gets back. He obviously gets a bit emotional. He gets back at his detractors not with his words but with his bat, which matters the most. So I think he's the best man to lead the side, but I would reiterate that he should be given a long rope.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for being patient enough. I really hope that the 5th day proceedings begin soon, the reins are lost in oblivion, and India come out France. Thank you, Devamit.
Thank you very much.
It's been an honor to have you by my side, and your questions were really intense, and I look forward to having you more frequently on my channel, on my show. So guys, please subscribe to my channel and ensure that it grows and grows. Have a great Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.